This is a presentation focused on you to learn how to do business with Lake County. So we are reaching out to you, our contractor group, to learn about opportunities that we've got on hand this year for public works construction, and want to make sure that those opportunities are available for our contractors and our subcontractors that are out there. We want to go through how you can do business with Lake County. We also want to make sure that we're outreaching to all of those contractors, those that are local, women, minority, or veteran owned. That is an initiative for our board to make sure that we are being inclusive and making sure that we have a diverse mix of contractors and subcontractors. So we enjoy working with you and want to continue that relationship as well. We also want to have the opportunity to talk about opportunities that local municipalities or park districts might be able to take part on with some of our existing contracts, or if you see a contract that we've got kind of slated for next year that you are interested in. And then later in the presentation, we're going to talk about our job order contracting program. Again, that is an opportunity for subcontractors to work with our existing general contractors to do work. And it's also an opportunity for local municipalities and park districts to piggyback on that contract and be able to expedite work that they need for repair and maintenance. So with that, we'll start here with that purpose. Again, we talked about this is the overview of the contracting and subcontracting opportunities for construction projects in Lake County. This is just a snapshot of what we have right now in our fiscal year 22 program. Things come up throughout the year, and opportunities continue to evolve. So that's one of the things we'll talk about, is how to do business with Lake County. We want to make sure that you have the ability to know everything that is happening with Lake County and opportunities that you have to do business with us. We'll go through our fiscal year 22 construction program, and we'll also talk through our job order contracting program. So, what is Lake County buying? We're buying things from big purchases to small purchases. We're investing over $186 million each year on various goods and services. The good news is over 34 million of that is spent locally in Lake County. And it is from small contractors to large contractors. We need to do work with a lot of you, and we want to make sure that you have the tools to be able to get registered to do business with Lake County. So it's easy as 1, 2, 3 is what we like to say, get registered. You can register at doingbusiness.lakecountyil.gov. Not only is it easy to get registered, it's also free. So we encourage you and all of your staff to get registered with Lake County, because we want to make sure that you're able to hear about all the opportunities that we have available to you. As part of getting registered, you're going to be asked to pick the commodities that you are interested in. I ask that you pick as many as possible, because that way you are getting the notice on all of them. And while it may not be a perfect fit for you, it might lead you in a different direction, or you may be able to network with someone that can help get that fit with Lake County. Getting the business, you're going to want to submit the bids, the proposals, and the quotes for your services for Lake County to review. And then, of course, once you get the business, we want to make sure that you get paid. So, you issue those invoices for goods and services, and we do make payment according to the Local Government Prompt Payment Act. So it says 30 days there, but we're pretty good and prompt about getting your payment to you, as long as we have an approved invoice. And with that, we want to talk about the procurement process. What we strive for here at Lake County is to make it a transparent procurement process, make sure that it is competitive and that it is open. We are issuing about 75 to 100 bids and proposals annually, and 25% of those are for construction services. And we also have opportunities from existing contracts, like I said, through our job order contracting program, to engage local contractors. So that is a great opportunity, again, to network and make sure that you are hearing what is available at Lake County. So, and what is purchasing's role in that? So again, if you haven't done business with the government, or if you have before, we issue bids for procurements that are over $30,000. And that requires that we legally advertise a formal official opening for bids. And how we do that for you is once you are registered, is we put that information out on our website. And that is where you can, once you're registered, download the bid documents and see what work is available. For you subcontractors out there, that also might be the opportunity for you to see what general contractors are interested in doing business with Lake County as you look at that download bid list. You'll see their name, you'll be able to reach out to them, perhaps be able to assist them with any of the subcontracting opportunities that are available. Purchasing is also there to help our departments with those smaller purchases, things that are under 30,000. Again, if you're registered, we have your information in our database. We can share that with our departments so that as they're looking for quotes, they're not just looking for the people that they've done business with previously, but they've got an entire, to use an old word, Rolodex of interested individuals who would like to do business with Lake County. We also issue requests for proposals. Those are for our professional services. So for those of you who might be engineers or architects, we do requests for proposals and statement of interest, and that is a qualification-based process. But for the bids, we're awarding to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. And I want to just take a quick moment to talk about what the word responsible is. You're going to get a lot of forms that we're asking you to fill out as you submit your bid documents. And some of those ask you for references. We're definitely going to see if you've done work similar to this in the past. And we're going to call those references to make sure that you are responsible. We're going to also ask you for your insurance information. We're also to make sure that you are compliant and make sure that you're able to. For construction bids, we are also going to be asking for a bid bond to show that you are financially capable of doing this. And if awarded, you'll be requested to submit performance and payment bonds. We also have a responsible bidders ordinance, and that ordinance is part of the documents that you're going to fill out. You're going to fill out a responsible bidders ordinance where you provide an affidavit to us that you comply with that ordinance. And what that ordinance states is, again, we want to make sure you're doing business with the state of Illinois' prevailing wage law in mind. So for all public works construction, we require that contractors pay prevailing wage and that you have no violation of prevailing wage. And another key element of the responsible bidders ordinance is that we're going to ask that you have a certificate of apprenticeship and training program that is registered with the Department of Labor's Office of Apprenticeship for each of the trades that is associated with the project. So all of the contractors and the subcontractors. And if you are one of our awarded contractors, we'll again ask you to submit that certificate to show the compliance with that. And to get that certificate, you yourself could have the program, or there's other ways in which you can get that apprenticeship program. You can reach out to local community colleges who may have apprenticeship programs, or partner with unions who may have apprenticeship programs in place. But it is something that we require on all of our public works construction. And as always, we're trying to increase our awareness about business opportunities for our local, women-owned, minority-owned, and veteran-owned businesses. So I'm going to turn it over to Carl Carrar. He's going to talk a little bit about our construction program. As I said, this is just a snapshot of what we're seeing as we've budgeted for this year, and there are contracting and subcontracting opportunities available for this. Thank you. Carl?
Good morning. Thank you, Ruthann. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here today. I really appreciate that. My name is Carl Carrar. I'm the Director of Facilities and Construction Services here for the county. So primarily the building construction and renovation and any kind of maintenance, major maintenance we have going on. So here's a list of items that we have, and just to kind of walk from left to right to on this particular chart, we have the quarter, first quarter, second quarter, third, fourth. The type of work that we're doing, and the department, and then the contract type and an estimated cost. So I'd like to highlight just a few of the items on here for discussion. So the public works stuff, that is the public works department. I can't speak to detail on those, but each one of the facilities and construction department ones There's a little bit of additional description on those for you to take a look. The contract type, it comes down to invitation for bid, the bid, or the job order contract. And we'll get into that in just a second, and we'll introduce the job contractors very shortly as part of this presentation. The estimated cost is, it's called for what it is. It's the estimate of what we have for the work there. I'll pause here, and if there's anybody, any of the attendees or anybody else, just raise a hand, and we can ask any questions you have, if you specific questions on the projects, and we can talk to those if you'd like. And I'll give it a minute. Okay, you do have somebody in, or you can type your questions into the chat section, and we can answer those as we go along. How about we do that for now, and then we'll kind of keep pressing forward. If we could go to the next slide. Too far. One back. All right. So the job order contracting. So this is a multi-source contract, competitively solicited and awarded to 3 primary contractors, which Paul Borg, McDonald Demolition, and Homestead Electric. The initial term was 12 months, but we have four 1-year renewals. The contract itself has a $50,000 guaranteed minimum. Of course, we blew past that almost immediately, but each year it's a $2 million potential maximum. So we look to maximize this contract as much as possible, but like anything else, we're restricted by the budget and the type of work that we can do. Go on to the next slide, please. A little bit of the background of this. So JOC was originally introduced to really tackle a massive backlog of projects that we had. So these facilities assessment projects, these are annual major maintenance type items that really needed to be done. So in order to provide a little bit of consistency and dependability to the projects and to shorten that procurement timeline, this job order contract was provided to us to use. And really what it took over for some of the in-house trades that we're doing, some of the traditional design bid build, contracting, and really help streamline the entire process from identifying the scope of work to the final completion. So JOC is not a replacement of all different construction methods for the county. It's merely just another tool in the toolbox. So if we can go to the next slide. So what it is, for, of course, our JOC contractors know exactly what it is, but for some of the folks attending, it's a firm fixed price contract. You might not know that, or it might be, I guess, clear, but there's through the Gordian Group, we have a massive construction task order or task catalog, which has unit prices for pretty much everything conceivable in construction trades, and it has the locality, pricing, and everything else, and it's based off the means catalog. So while the original contract is competitively bid, everything within the catalog is really an indefinite quantity or pre-priced items on there. So when it comes down to the negotiations for these items, it's not a negotiation. It's we talk about the unit pricing and we move on from there, and that's what our pricing is. So job orders are issued for each of the individual projects, and then that's where we focus our effort on attacking those projects. So the primary focus of all the work that we use under JOC is if facilities assessment projects are not major capital construction. And while we do have some large dollar values as far as the contracting, it's really a replacement items, a boiler, HVAC equipment, that sort of thing, or it may kind of a straightforward construction activity. For anything that's a major renovation or major construction, we'll go ahead and we'll try to bid that work out. I see we have a question in the chat. Let's see. They have to bid. So the question, if you see that in there,
Yeah, we got a couple questions, Carl. So the first one.
Pause on that.
So we got a couple questions. So the first one is, so if a DBE wants to become a JOC contractor, would they have to bid to one of the 3 GCs you noted?
So to become a jock contractor, that's when this particular contract expires, we'll open it up for competitive bid, and you can become a jock contractor. If you want to be a subcontractor to one of the primes, this is the purpose of the meeting here, so that you can meet them, get their contact information from them, and then reach out to them and build that business relationship that you can go ahead and provide your pricing or whatever it is for whatever work we have going on. And so how do subcontractors get connected with the GCs for Jock? Excellent question. It's a great lead into what we're coming into, I think, next. Next slide, please. Okay, we're getting close. We're going to introduce the Jock contractors next, and you'll be able to go ahead and they can present and provide their contact information. You'll be able to reach out to them. So good question. I think that's from Rachel. All right, so type of projects for this year and beyond. You saw the whole list, but this is just a quick summary of the about $6 million worth of work that we have currently lined up. And this is focused on only facilities. Now, granted, Department of Transportation and, Division of Transportation and the Public Works Department, they have their own list of capital projects and major maintenance projects. But this is what we're doing. So we got a roof replacement, heat pumps. We're going to add heat pumps. We have an asphalt and foundation construction of a shooting pad for the sheriff's office. Some of the modernization stuff, you can see that stuff there. Major electrical upgrades at our Debke Juvenile Justice Center. The Babcock Jail HVAC controls and air handling repairs. And then for security, it's primarily looking at electrical type work, but it's upgrades to the Division of Transportation, adding cameras, that sort of stuff, and controls at these other areas around the county. So a lot of work, and we're going to be busy. And so I see Suzanne has another question. Do the job order contractors have a DB participation requirement? No, we can't require it. Now, I think it's a benefit for all that we try to do that at local contracting as much as possible, but there is no DBE participation requirement. We can't, as a county, we can't. Now, what we are doing as an department and with purchasing is we're going to report any subcontractor or contractor that qualifies as a DBE or a local entity. So we'll report that up to the board, but there is no mandatory requirement or any kind of percentage based on that. Next slide, if we could. All right, I'm going to pass this over to Josh at McDonald Demolition, and you can introduce yourself, and there's the contact information. So there you go, Josh.
Thanks, Carl. Morning, everyone. Glad to be here to give you a little background information on McDonough and our involvement with Lake County on the JOC program. So McDonough has had the opportunity to be a JOC contractor for Lake County since 2019, over which period we've completed several projects in the fashion that Lake County kind of provided. Some of the highlighted projects: HVAC upgrades to health department facilities, security upgrades to the DOT facilities, interior renovations to the Children's Advocacy Center, roof replacements to the county government offices, and several more. So during that time, we already worked with a number of local businesses. We do understand the county's commitment to providing opportunities to local businesses and their commitment to diversity as well. So we are all about expanding our network of subcontractor suppliers and vendors. As a general contractor, we provide subcontracting opportunities to all trades. So my contact information is on there. Please send us an email so we can add you to our contact list and reach out to you on the next job opportunity that we have. And at the same time, if you have any questions about JOC or McDonough and anything that we got upcoming with Lake County, don't hesitate to call or email.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Next, to turn over to Kurt.
Good morning, everyone. Homestead Electric Contracting is functioning through the JOC program as a general contractor, so don't get thrown off by the name. However, we've been involved with the JOC program as a subcontractor to begin with. We started in 2009 as subcontractor to one of the job contractors, and then decided to go for the contract for the job contract, and were awarded the contracts both in 2014 and most recently in 2019. We do quite a bit of more of the, I guess, the technical and electrical type of installations for the county. We're not held to that. We've done quite a bit of the some roof repair and HVAC work, things of that nature. But a lot of what we do is our area of expertise, which is the camera surveillance, intrusion, and electrical improvements. We're always looking for continued participation from subcontractors. My information, again, just as Josh had said, is up on the screen. I'm always willing to take on a new subcontractor and give them an opportunity to work with us through Lake County. The methods and means that they use for procurement and for payment are it's all documented and established. It's easy to do as once you get on track with the certified payroll and things that sort of administrative, and it flows very well. Lake County's, I believe you guys have been doing this for coming up on 15 years now, and it's working. It's working its way through nicely. We're again always looking for participation from any number of different types of subcontractors, anything from carpentry through finishes and all sorts of different avenues. We never know exactly what we're going to end up needing, but I welcome any participation from you guys. If you want to send me your information, I'd be more than happy to consider you on our next project.
Thank you, Kurt. All right, next slide, please. I'll turn it over to Paul Borg. I think Scott's online.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm Scott Bronson with Paul Borg Construction. I run the Lake County JOC program. I've been doing so since 2014. Our goal, we have other JOC contracts we have one for Cook County, CTA, University of Illinois. And with Lake County, what we like to do is we like to work with local Lake County contractors to the point that, you know, it's up north, and we like to use the contractors that are available in Lake County. We do utilize DBEs, FBEs, WBEs for specific trades. A lot of the projects we do have a lot of different tasks involved. There's electrical, there's plumbing, you know, HVAC, carpentry, drywall. And so you got my contact info, or send me some information about your company. And then when we have a project that involves what you specialize in, I'd be more than happy to send you the documents so you can put a bid together on the project. So feel free to call me on my cell or send me an email at any time. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Scott, and thank you to all of you. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Ruth Ann, and she'll bring this to a close.
Absolutely. Again, thank you. Again, the whole focus on this was learning about how to do business with Lake County. And I hope we have emphasized enough that it's an opportunity for you to register and learn about the opportunities that Lake County has, but it's also an opportunity for you to reach out to some of our existing contractors through the job order contracting program, and then also through the other opportunities that we have available to reach out to interested contractors and get that business. So go to doingbusiness.lakecountyil.gov and get registered and start learning about what Lake County has available. Alex, were there additional questions that were in the chat or that we can assist people with?
So we didn't get any more in the chat, but this might be a good opportunity. I know we had a couple queued up that we might commonly get that we can maybe ask right now. And then And then additionally, if someone has more questions in the chat, feel free to fire away there while we kind of go through those. But we did actually get one. So Ruth Ann's asking, how can someone reach out to you?
Oh, someone reach out to me? Absolutely. You can reach out to me at rhall, that's RHALL, at lakecountyil.gov. And my phone number is 847-377-2180.
Perfect. So everyone keep those questions coming. We got a couple that we had queued up that we commonly get, but by all means, if you have questions as we go through those, feel free to put them in the chat. But the first question, I think this is for you, Ruth Ann, is how does purchasing determine the lowest responsive and responsible bidder?
Thank you, Alex. That's a good question. With each bid document, there's going to be a bid sheet that you submit. It's either going to be for itemized goods or services that will lead up to a base bid, or it will be a firm fixed amount for that base bid. We will open the bids. We now do that virtually as we're doing it now, but it is in a public meeting. We have the Zoom link available for all contractors to attend, and we will announce all of the base bid amounts in that public meeting and put together what we call a bid tab. Lake County purchasing staff is their responsibility then to review all of the documents submitted by the contractors and validate that the lowest bid is in fact the lowest responsive, seeing that they have responded to all of the requirements and specifications put forth in the bid package, and the most responsible, showing that they in fact meet all of the requirements for insurance, bonding, that responsible bidders ordinance that we stated, and that your references come back showing that you are good to do work with Lake County. Once we will ascertain that, we will work with the vendor and issue an intent to award and move forward if necessary with a award at the board level.
Great, thorough answer, Ruth Ann. Thank you. Next question, what is the standard contract for a bid award?
So a standard contract, Lake County, for construction projects, it's going to be based on the length of the construction project. It might be a small project where it can be completed within a couple months, or it may be a larger project like some of our Division of Transportation projects that span over multiple years. If it is a contract for services such as providing maybe electrical services or our job order contracting, we have a 5-year cap on our contracts. So you will have potentially an initial 2-year term with the option for 3 one-year renewals, or as we do with our job order contracting, we renew it every year. So it is an initial 1-year term with 4 one-year renewals. That's also a good thing if you're interested in looking through the purchasing website. Along with when you get registered, you can see all of our awarded contracts. And so you would be able to see, hey, are these contracts up for renewal? Are they expiring? Will they be going out for bid? Again, things that you want to keep in mind as you're expanding your business opportunities with Lake County.
This is a question from chat, and by all means, everyone feel free to keep typing questions in the chat. This one is, am I correct in that the apprenticeship certificate must accompany the bid?
We are asking for that. We understand that maybe you might not have it, so there may be a clarifying question, but prior to awarding to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, we're going to ask for verification that you do in fact have that certificate for the apprenticeship program.
All right, next question from chat. Awesome, glad we're getting questions in chat. This is what this is all about. And then this is a follow-up, then I'll go to the questions we got. So regarding the apprenticeships, so during the renewal period, are other contractors able to submit a bid? Maybe that's unrelated, but it was a follow-up question. So during the renewal period, are other contractors able to submit a bid?
No, during the renewal period, we're working with the awarded contractors. Should the department decide that they want to go back out to bid, that's when it becomes available for all contractors to participate.
Here's a great question. Are there opportunities for printing and other services through the site, or is it typically construction/facilities based?
That is a good question. This presentation was focused on our construction program, but we issue bids, quotes, and RFPs for all sorts of services. And printing is definitely one of those. So make sure you get registered so we know who you are, so we can reach out if opportunities come available.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so that's all I got in the chat. So go back to just some of our standard questions, but by all means, people feel free to put them in the chat. So the next question that we kind of had queued up is, what are the bonding requirements for contractors to do business with Lake County?
If you are submitting a bid for a construction project, part of the bid requirements is that you're going to submit a bid bond, and that will be 10% of the overall bid price that you are submitting to Lake County. Once awarded, we require that contractors submit performance and payment bonds for 100%. And those are for projects that are over $50,000.
All right, so question from chat, awesome, love to see it. Is there a different way of action if we want to sell a new technology to Lake County?
We are always interested in learning new things. What I would recommend is if you have a new technology or new feature, send that to our general mailbox, and that's purchasing@lakecountyil.gov, and we will get that information and send it along to the department that would be most advantageous to learn about that.
Another question from chat. Are there DBE/MBE goals on your construction contracts?
There are not at this time. As Carl stated, as a non-home rule county, Lake County doesn't have the ability to have those goals in place, but it is definitely an initiative by our county board. We're working on tracking our spend with that, hoping to identify a baseline, and then working with our board to put forth aspirational goals at some point in the future.
All right, back to, we only have a couple more that commonly asked questions we get, but if we get any more in the chat, that's awesome. So next question is, how does the county monitor prevailing wage requirements?
Thank you for that. The Lake County is required to notify you of all prevailing wage requirements with a construction project. So we do that through our bid documents and through award letters notifying you that you do need to comply with the Illinois prevailing wage. However, compliance is through the Illinois Department of Labor. They actually have a portal which they require that you submit your prevailing wage documentation through. What Lake County asks is that once you submit that information to the Department of Labor, you'll actually get a PDF document verifying that you have submitted the information. As you are requesting payment from Lake County, we ask that you submit that verification that you did in fact submit your prevailing wage document to the Department of Labor.
Thank you. So a couple things have in chat. So Lisa shared their contact information. So thank you for that. That has been noted. All of our panelists can see that here. So thank you for sharing that. And then also Lisa asked is, will a copy of this presentation be available to attendees? I actually think I can maybe handle this one. So a recording, we're actually going to be sending, getting the recording out of this, and hopefully we'll send it out to all the attendees and maybe people that weren't able to come today. So we're going to have a recording available. And the presentation, Ruth, then correct me if I'm wrong, should be made available too, since we're providing the recording. So, okay, very good. Last question that I got, but if we get more in chat, we can certainly answer them, is the employment of Illinois workers on Public Works Act still in effect?
It is. With the ongoing pandemic, our unemployment wages increased to over 5%. And there is a subsection of prevailing wage law that requires that we make every effort to use Illinois workers on public works construction projects. So again, you will be notified that by Lake County, and we will ask that you make every effort to include Illinois workers on your projects. And again, that is in place now because our unemployment rate has increased over 5%.
Got another question in chat. Do you accept bids from contractors residing outside of Lake County?
Absolutely. Again, we're looking for the lowest responsive and responsible contractor. So if you're able to meet all of the specifications and requirements, we are happy to do business with you. No, again, I just want to thank everybody for attending. We'll add a couple slides with my information and Carl's information should you want to reach out to us and learn more about doing business with Lake County or any upcoming construction projects.
Thank you all for joining us today.